Perfect. Welcome to those that have just joined us. Today we're going to talk about NFP. It is NFP today. For those that don't know, this is one of the most traded news events and an event in the financial markets by the name of NFP. It focuses on the US, consequently affecting the United States dollar. So we know most economies around the world are pegged on the US dollar. So I'm gonna talk briefly about it. What is it, and how does it affect market movements on this particular day? Some key indicators that you'd need to look at to understand basically let me say market direction on this day, right? So let us define it. I'm sorry I couldn't write this down. I'm just going to talk about it from the top of my head. If you can take notes, please do so. Maybe this can help you in the long run, because I know a lot of people love to trade NFP. I know quite a lot of people love to trade it. So let's see. So I'm giving you time to grab that notebook and a pen. I won't be very long in talking about NFP, but yeah, this is what I have on the dollar. See, we've been talking about this for weeks, very long time. All right. So yeah, what is non-farm payroll? It is basically a report, an economic indicator that measures job growth across most sectors, excluding farm workers, non-profit organizations, private household staff, excluding all of those. So it is released on the first Friday of the month. And it provides insights into US labor market and overall economic health. Yeah. So why does NFP matter? Besides the fact that normally it introduces a lot of volume into the markets, which is sometimes what we need to get a clear direction of the market. So why does NFP matter? So NFP often moves markets, especially the US dollar. So here are two things to note about NFP, directional wise, right? Strong job growth will increase or will cause the US dollar to rally up, or um, okay, let me explain that a little bit further. Strong job growth can boost the US dollar because it signals or it indicates growth in the economy and potential interest rate hikes, which normally works for the economy. But if you get a weaker number or a report, it might lead to the weakness of the US dollar. What as simple as those two things are, it is also important to note that there are also other factors affecting the US dollar. Speaking of other factors affecting the US dollar, let's look at our Forex Factory calendar today. So that we can see how the US dollar is going to be affected. So the non-farm payroll number, it's usually this number, right? Let me see if I can annotate. Yep. So it's usually this number. So this is the previous one. This is what um, economists think the number will go up to, right? So you can come to this folder and learn much about the non-farm payroll change. But here's when I said there are other factors that affect this. Some of them you can see them probably here on the calendar. Some of them are not available here, like interest rates. But let's look at some people, most people focus on this. So if the number that comes out here, the actual value, is below the previous value, it is expected that the dollar will weaken, because it means very little people, less people um, got job got jobs this month, or I mean in the previous month. But if the value is higher than the previous value as anticipated by our forecast number, then the US dollar will strengthen, right? The US dollar will be stronger if we get more, a bigger number than the previous one as expected by from this forecast. So here's one factor that people do not look at. This average hourly earnings. Because trust me, we can get, if you can focus here, we can get a higher NFP number. Let us assume we get maybe let's say 250K. So we're assuming that at 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. during the New York Open, we get a value, right? Let us assume that at 3:30 p.m. During the US Open, we get a value that's 250K, meaning there were more jobs this month. So it is expected that this will boost the US dollar. But if you look at the average hourly earnings, right, how much each person will be earning, maybe a standard price or value by the US labor organization, so to speak. So it is expected that this number is going to go down. So you can have NFP going up, but then you get the average hourly earnings. I'm just going to abbreviate it. There we go. But the average hourly earnings are going down. So this means the dollar is going to go down as well, right? You want to know why? It is because there could be many people getting new jobs, but if they do not have buying power, the economy is not going to be boosted. So that means they're going to focus on essentials now. They won't spend more on maybe, say, new technology, which is driving the US market these days. So always be mindful of that. There's also interest rates. Now, I said I'm going to tell you what NFP is about and then give you my thoughts on it. Yeah. I don't trade news events. Reason being, there's lots of volatility in the market, and from my previous trading experience during these news events, I would tend to then how do I say this? I'll tend to then trade with fear. You're trying to make money fast. You see, as soon as NFP happens, let's say your trade gets tagged in, immediately you start seeing $200, and then it goes down to $3, it goes up to $700, maybe it even goes down now to minus $20. So that also causes a lot of emotional roller coaster. I'm a planner. I like to plan for my trades, and my approach to life and in the markets, it is counterintuitive, also in the sense that I look at what everyone is doing and I go against it. That is my edge. That's the strategy that we trade, right? For you to buy, you need to see more sellers coming in. For you to sell, you need to see more buyers coming in. It is a basic principle of economics. Now, I'm not an economist, I'm just an engineer, but the strategy that we trade aligns so perfectly with the fundamentals. So I tend to trade it the week after, which means next week I will trade it once the market has deciphered or digested this information and decided on a clear direction, and now things are going to move smoothly. So I place my trade, calculate my risk, and I'm now trading without fear. Give me a thumbs up in the comment section if I'm making sense with any of this. Right. Anyone who still doesn't have an idea of what NFP is, welcome to Mlamuli. Welcome back, Mlamuli. We have Rachima. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Welcome as well. Sbonga, welcome. Tandolwetu. I hope you guys are enjoying this session. Anyone who has difficult. Apologies about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So yeah, I was asking, is there anyone who still um, doesn't understand what's going on um, when it comes to NFP before we jump onto the charts? And if everything is okay, give me a thumbs up. All right. I'm going to go to the charts now. So you need to understand from the sentiments of economists here, they think the number is going to go up. But if average hourly earnings really go down, I would still be expecting a weaker US dollar. So you take that information and now you take it to that fundamental, you take it to the technical space. Technical space is when we look at the chart. So it's anticipated that the dollar will increase in value based on the NFP number, because if we open this folder, let me refresh that. So if you open this folder, it's going to tell you that if the actual, which will appear here at 330, is bigger than the forecast or the previous value, the dollar is expected to gain value. But if the actual again is below or is less than the previous value, then we expect that the dollar to go down. So here's what I have. I've been looking at 103,700 for a very long time as my demand level. So if the dollar is expected to be bullish, then you need to be looking for areas to buy from, right? So here's another area, even though it's around fair value. So I think if we get a reversal to the upside, then you can buy USD CHF. With USD CHF, I spotted something nicely earlier. USD CHF, right? Almost similar, right? You see, now I have planned for my NFP. I know, let me remove this. I know that should the market push up from here, I'm looking for more buying opportunities. Other than that, this would be the most ideal demand level to buy from. Let me remove the other areas of supply to make things clear. There we go. So if the dollar really increases, then we can get a buying opportunity here. Let's look at GBP USD, pound dollar, also known as cable. So with this one, if the dollar is expected to weaken, then you need to be looking for selling opportunities. I wouldn't be fond of a supply level here because this is fair value. But if we can get a supply level somewhere here, then that would be ideal. So GBP USD, if GBP USD can push like that, let me remove this. I had a trade earlier this week. I've exited it there. There we go. So this is what we expect on GBP USD. So I have trades running. For those that have been paying attention to the YouTube channel, I am raising 1 million US dollars in prop firm funds, and there's an opportunity for you to do that as well. I'm going to share more on that during the weekend. Also, another important announcement is first things first, right after this session, which will end in about 7 minutes, 24 seconds. We are going to jump onto a Q&A session via Google Meet. So pay attention to the Telegram channel as well. Again, I'm going to send a Google Meet link. Just click on that link. It will take you directly to the meeting. Announcement number 2, that would be the Real Forex Trader Bootcamp is supposed to start next week, Tuesday. So I'm going to give you information as well on on how you can join. But basically, fund your account with the minimum of $100. Just $100 will get you access to that, and that is where I'm going to be teaching you guys. It's a course. basic course, in introduction into supply and demand, and it has a strategy in it, obviously, so that you can have those setups on a daily basis. More than that, we work on your mindset a lot. You have to unlearn a lot of things. You have to trade in a way that is in line with the markets itself or the behavior of the markets. Once you, I'm not the type of a person to throw shade on other people's strategies, but I've found that the simplest way I can approach this, it is through a strategy that is in line with supply and demand. I believe that's what moves price. All right. Then announcement number three, it is the funded trader program. So with the funded trader program, really, my goal is to get you guys funded with at least $10,000 US dollars by the end of 2025. And you must have made at least 10% of payouts from that. I would be a very, very, very happy person. And I'm pretty sure that those kind of funds can really move you forward life was. All right. I think I will end this session very soon. So please go back to Telegram. I will post the link within the next 2 minutes. All right. Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? Give me a thumbs up if you're going to show up for the next Q&A session. All right. Let me create that Google Meets link while you're still in this session.